Does Jesus really matter today? The answer will surprise you. In a world driven by technology, rapid change, and shifting values, one might wonder, does the life and teachings of Jesus Christ, a figure from over 2,000 years ago, still hold any relevance for us today? This question is not just philosophical. It's deeply personal and practical. Amid societal upheavals and individual struggles, Jesus' timeless message invites us to reflect on what truly matters. Context: Jesus Christ, often considered the most influential figure in history, was not only the foundation of Christianity but also a profound moral teacher. His life and teachings shaped civilizations, influenced legal systems, and provided moral frameworks that resonate across cultures. From the Golden Rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, to the concept of unconditional love, his principles have become cornerstones of human ethics. But beyond his historical and cultural impact, Jesus' teachings delve into universal truths about humanity, relationships, and the meaning of life. They address the core of human existence, questions about purpose, love, forgiveness, and hope, making his relevance as vital today as ever. Yes, Jesus still matters today. His teachings transcend the confines of time, harmonize with universal laws of nature and the universe, and offer profound guidance for navigating the complexities of modern life. Whether addressing personal challenges or global issues, Jesus' wisdom remains a beacon of hope and a roadmap for living meaningfully in a chaotic world. Jesus as a timeless teacher, teachings rooted in universal truths. Jesus' teachings are not confined to any single era, culture, or religion. They are deeply rooted in universal truths that resonate with the human experience. His wisdom transcends geographical and temporal boundaries because it speaks to fundamental human needs and aspirations. 1. Love your neighbor as yourself. This principle, often called the Golden Rule, is one of the most universally recognized moral tenets found in varying forms across cultures and religions, e.g., Confucianism, Hinduism, Islam. This teaching emphasizes empathy, compassion, and mutual respect. Modern relevance: in today's polarized world, the call to love and respect others, regardless of differences, remains a powerful antidote to division and hostility. 10. Forgive. Jesus emphasized forgiveness, even in the face of betrayal and suffering. Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. Luke 23:34. Forgiveness fosters healing, breaks cycles of hatred, and cultivates peace. Example: restorative justice programs worldwide, aimed at reconciliation rather than retribution, reflect this timeless principle. 3. Humility and Jesus modeled humility by serving others, washing the feet of his disciples, and prioritizing the needs of the poor and marginalized. He taught that greatness lies not in power but in serving others. The greatest among you will be your servant. Matthew 23:11. Today, this value challenges materialism and ego-driven pursuits, encouraging a life of purpose and contribution. Moral compass for humanity. Jesus' teachings serve as a moral compass, offering a framework for ethical living that is as relevant today as it was in his time. 5. Kindness and charity. Jesus championed the act of kindness and generosity. He healed the sick, fed the hungry, and welcomed the outcasts of society. Modern relevance. Non-profit organizations, humanitarian aid, and social justice movements often draw inspiration from his emphasis on compassion and care for the vulnerable. Justice and equality. Jesus consistently challenged social hierarchies and unjust practices, advocating for equality and dignity for all. His interactions with women, tax collectors, and lepers broke societal norms, emphasizing that all people are valuable in God's eyes. Legacy. The abolition of slavery, civil rights movements, and the concept of universal human rights echo his teachings of justice and equality. Jesus' moral guidance is not passive. It demands active engagement. His command to love, serve, and forgive challenges individuals to live intentionally and ethically. In a modern context, this translates to standing against injustice, promoting fairness, and working toward the common good. Jesus' teachings are not relics of the past, but living truths that continue to shape individuals and societies. Whether in personal relationships or global movements, his principles of love, forgiveness, and justice remain foundational for building a better world. Relevance of Jesus in the modern era. Addressing modern challenges. In today's rapidly changing world, humanity faces unique challenges. Yet the teachings of Jesus offer timeless solutions and guidance. His message provides tools to navigate these complexities with wisdom, resilience, and hope. 1. Mental health, a path to inner peace, peace in turmoil. Jesus' teachings on peace and trust in God resonate deeply in a time when anxiety, depression, and stress are at all-time highs. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. This invitation speaks to individuals seeking solace and reassurance amidst personal and global uncertainties. Forgiveness as emotional healing. Forgiveness is not just a spiritual concept, but a psychological tool that frees individuals from the burden of resentment. Modern psychology supports the idea that letting go of grudges promotes emotional well-being and reduces stress. Practical application. Jesus' emphasis on prayer and reflection mirrors modern mindfulness practices, helping individuals cultivate mental clarity and emotional balance. Turn. Social justice. Championing the marginalized, a voice for the oppressed. Jesus consistently stood with the poor, the outcasts, and the downtrodden, challenging unjust systems and advocating for their dignity. The Spirit of the Lord is on me, to proclaim good news to the poor, freedom for the oppressed. Luke 4:18. Inspiration from modern movement. His teachings inspired leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. and Desmond Tutu, who fought for civil rights and equality. The push for gender equality, racial justice, and refugee support echoes his call to love and uplift those who are marginalized. Application today. Organizations addressing global inequality, poverty, and exploitation often draw from Jesus' principles of compassion and justice, providing hope in uncertain times. Amid global crises, Jesus' message of hope offers a lifeline to those struggling with despair and uncertainty. 1. Hope for a troubled world. Crises of our time, climate change, pandemics, wars, and economic instability challenge humanity on unprecedented levels. Jesus' promise of hope, his assurance of eternal life and the renewal of all things provides comfort and perspective. In this world, you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. John 16:33. His resurrection symbolizes victory over suffering and death, instilling hope that even the darkest moments are not the end. 2. Unity in a divided world. Breaking down barriers, Jesus taught unity, calling people to see beyond divisions of race, class, and nationality. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Matthew 5:9. A global need. In an era of heightened polarization, his call to love one's enemies and seek reconciliation offers a blueprint for healing fractured relationships and societies. 3. A renewed perspective on life. Eternal perspective. Jesus' message reminds people that life is more than material possessions or temporal struggles. This eternal perspective encourages individuals to live purposefully, contribute positively, and prioritize values over possessions. Hope through action. His teachings inspire acts of kindness, charity, and stewardship, empowering individuals to make a difference even in small ways. Jesus' relevance in the modern era is undeniable. Whether addressing personal struggles like mental health or global challenges like inequality and division, his timeless wisdom and message of hope offer solutions that are as applicable today as they were 2,000 years ago. Jesus and the laws of nature. Alignment with natural law. Jesus' teachings are not only spiritually profound, but also align seamlessly with the natural laws that govern the universe. These laws, rooted in balance, reciprocity, and harmony, are reflected in his moral guidance. 1. The principle of reciprocity. Jesus' teaching, do to others as you would have them do to you, Luke 6:31, mirrors the natural law, cause and effect. In nature, actions have consequences. Seeds planted in fertile soil yield crops, while neglect leads to barrenness. Similarly, in human relationships, acts of kindness and generosity often lead to mutual respect and goodwill. This principle reinforces the interconnectedness of all life, emphasizing that our actions ripple outward, affecting both ourselves and others. 2. Balance and moderation. Nature thrives in balance. Ecosystems flourish when resources are shared equitably, and overconsumption disrupts harmony. Jesus encouraged moderation and contentment, warning against greed and materialism. Do you not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moths and vermin destroy? Matthew 6:19. His call to trust in God's provision reflects the rhythm of nature, where every creature is sustained in due measure. 3. Harmony through love and peace. Just as nature operates in harmony when each element fulfills its role, Jesus taught that love and peace create harmony in human relationships. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Matthew 5:9. This harmony is essential for thriving communities, much like the balance required in natural systems for their sustainability. Parallels to universal truths. Jesus' teachings also echo universal truths observable in the cycles and relationships within the natural world, demonstrating their timeless relevance. 1. Forgiveness and regeneration. Forgiveness breaks the destructive cycle of vengeance and retaliation, much like nature regenerates and restores itself after disruption. Example: forests regenerate after wildfires, renewing life and maintaining balance in ecosystems. Jesus' emphasis on forgiveness. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Luke 6:37 reflects this regenerative cycle, promoting healing and renewal in human relationships. 2. Humility and symbiosis. Jesus' teaching on humility. The greatest among you will be your servant. Matthew 23:11 parallels the concept of symbiotic relationships in nature. In ecosystems, species often depend on one another for survival, such as pollinators and flowering plants. Similarly, humility and selflessness strengthen human relationships and communities, fostering cooperation and mutual benefit. 3. Cycles of sowing and reaping. The natural world operates on the principle of sowing and reaping. What is planted determines what is harvested. Jesus used this metaphor to teach about spiritual and moral growth. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. Matthew 7:18. This universal truth reminds us that the quality of our actions and intentions shapes the outcomes of our lives. Jesus' teachings are deeply intertwined with the laws of nature, offering wisdom that mirrors the balance, reciprocity, and harmony observed in the natural world. By aligning with these universal principles, his guidance not only enhances individual lives, but also fosters the flourishing of communities and the world as a whole. Jesus and the laws of the universe. The principle of love as a universal force. Jesus' teaching of unconditional love transcends human relationships and resonates as a universal principle, reflecting the interconnectedness and harmony of the cosmos. 1. Love as a binding force. Jesus emphasized love as the greatest commandment. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and love your neighbor as yourself. Matthew 22:37-39. This teaching can be likened to a cosmic force that binds all creation, similar to gravity or electromagnetic fields that maintain order in the universe. Just as physical forces connect celestial bodies, love connects individuals and communities, fostering unity and peace. 2. Love and quantum connectivity. Modern science reveals that particles at the quantum level are interconnected, influencing each other instantaneously regardless of distance. Quantum entanglement. This interconnectedness mirrors Jesus' teaching that love has a ripple effect, influencing not only those directly involved, but also the broader fabric of society and existence. 3. The Golden Rule as a law of energy. Do to others as you would have them do to you. Luke 6:31 is a moral principle with universal application. This idea aligns with the concept of karma or the conservation of energy in physics. Actions create reactions, perpetuating cycles of positivity or negativity. Jesus' emphasis on love and reciprocity reflects the universal truth that what we give, whether energy, kindness, or harm, returns to us in some form. Eternity and the universe. Jesus' teachings on eternal life and spiritual transcendence align with humanity's innate desire to understand the infinite nature of the universe and our place within it. 1. Promise of eternal life. Jesus proclaimed, "I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live, even though they die. John 11:25. This promise speaks to the human longing for transcendence, the hope that life has meaning beyond physical existence. In a universe that appears infinite and ever-expanding, Jesus' teachings invite reflection on what lies beyond our finite understanding. 2. Aligning with the quest for the infinite, humanity has always been drawn to the mysteries of the universe, its origins, purpose, and destiny. Jesus' teachings encourage exploration of these mysteries, offering a spiritual framework for understanding concepts like eternity and creation. For example, his message of eternal life parallels the idea of the universe as an eternal, cyclical system. 3. Purpose and existence. Jesus' teachings inspire individuals to seek a higher purpose, rooted in love, service, and connection. His emphasis on eternal life encourages a focus on what transcends temporary struggles and material concerns, much like astrophysics seeks to understand forces that operate beyond human perception. Jesus' teachings on love and eternity align with universal laws that govern the cosmos, offering profound insights into the nature of existence and humanity's place within it. His message transcends religious doctrine, resonating as a timeless call to live in harmony with the universe and its infinite mysteries. Beyond religion, a global perspective. Jesus as a historical and cultural figure. Jesus' impact extends far beyond the boundaries of Christianity, shaping the cultural, ethical, and intellectual landscape of the world. 1. Influence in art, philosophy, and literature. Throughout history, Jesus has been a central figure in the arts. Examples: Renaissance masterpieces like The Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci and Pietà by Michelangelo depict his life and sacrifice. His parables and teachings have inspired works of literature, from the Divine Comedy by Dante to Les Miserables by Victor Hugo, which explores themes of redemption and grace. Philosophically, Jesus' teachings have contributed to moral reasoning, influencing thinkers like Søren Kierkegaard, who viewed his message as a call to authentic living. 2. Global morality and ethical frameworks. Even in secular societies, principles rooted in Jesus' teachings shape modern values, such as human rights, equality, and justice. For example, the abolition of slavery, the emphasis on charity, and movements for civil rights often draw from his call to love and serve others. Many contemporary legal systems reflect his ideas of fairness, mercy, and the protection of the vulnerable. 3. Cultural universality. Jesus is seen as a unifying figure who transcends cultural divides. His life and message are referenced across cultures, often adapted to local traditions while maintaining universal truths. Example: depictions of Jesus in African, Asian, and Latin American art reflect his relatability to people worldwide. Jesus' universal appeal. Jesus' teachings resonate across religious and philosophical boundaries, making him a figure of inspiration for people of diverse beliefs. 1. Transcending religious boundaries. Jesus' core teachings on love, forgiveness, and humility resonate with principles found in other major religions. In Islam, Jesus, Isa, is revered as a prophet and teacher. Hindu and Buddhist traditions often acknowledge the wisdom in his teachings about selflessness and compassion. His life story, as one of humility, service, and sacrifice, appeals universally to the human spirit. 2. Interfaith appreciation for Jesus' teachings. Leaders from various faiths and philosophies have acknowledged the value of Jesus' message. Mahatma Gandhi, a Hindu, admired Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, particularly its call to nonviolence and forgiveness. Dalai Lama, a Buddhist, has often spoken of Jesus' selflessness and unconditional love as a model for humanity. Secular humanists and agnostics also find his teachings valuable as a guide for ethical living and moral responsibility. 3. A model for humanity. Jesus is often viewed as a model of the ideal human being, embodying virtues such as kindness, courage, and resilience. His life story inspires people to strive for a better version of themselves, regardless of their religious or spiritual beliefs. Jesus' influence is not confined to religious circles. It permeates art, culture, morality, and interfaith dialogue. His teachings on love, justice, and humility resonate universally, offering guidance and inspiration to people of all beliefs and backgrounds. His life is a testament to the power of principles that transcend religion, uniting humanity in its shared pursuit of meaning, compassion, and connection. Personal reflection and impact. Stories of transformation. Throughout history and in the modern world, countless individuals have experienced profound personal transformations through Jesus' teachings. These stories highlight the enduring power of his message to change lives. 1. Historical examples of transformation. St. Augustine, once a hedonistic philosopher, Augustine turned to Jesus' teachings after a period of inner turmoil and despair. His conversion led him to write Confessions and become one of Christianity's most influential theologians. His life demonstrates the power of Jesus' message to bring purpose and clarity to those searching for meaning. Inspired by Jesus' call to love one's enemies, King led the American Civil Rights Movement with a message of nonviolence and equality. His commitment to justice and forgiveness reflects the transformative power of Jesus' teachings in addressing systemic injustice. 2. Modern stories of redemption. Personal testimonies. Stories abound of individuals overcoming addiction, trauma, or hopelessness through embracing Jesus' message of love, forgiveness, and new beginnings. Example: former gang members who turned their lives around by living out Jesus' teachings of reconciliation and service. Global impact. Humanitarian leaders and volunteers often credit Jesus' teachings as their motivation to serve the poor, care for the sick, and advocate for the oppressed. Then, cultural transformations. Entire communities have been uplifted through the adoption of principles rooted in Jesus' teachings, such as education, healthcare, and conflict resolution. Evaluating the legacy of Jesus' teachings invite reflection not only on his historical and societal impact, but also on how they shape individual lives and values today. 1. How Jesus' teachings shape personal values. Forgiveness and reconciliation. Jesus' emphasis on forgiveness challenges individuals to let go of bitterness and pursue peace in their relationships. Reflective question: who do I need to forgive to experience the freedom Jesus taught? Compassion and service. His call to serve others inspires a life focused on kindness and generosity rather than self-centered pursuit. Reflective question: how can I live out Jesus' teaching to love my neighbor in my daily life? Hope and purpose. Jesus offers hope that life has meaning beyond the material, encouraging individuals to seek deeper purpose. Reflective question: what motivates my actions and how do they align with eternal values? 2. Worldview shaped by Jesus. Perspective on humanity. Jesus' message affirms the intrinsic value of every person, inspiring respect for human dignity regardless of status, race, or background. Vision for the future. His teachings instill hope for a better world, encouraging action to create a more just and loving society. Living with intentionality. Jesus' call to follow him challenges individuals to live with purpose, aligning their actions with values that transcend immediate gratification. 3. A legacy that continues to inspire. Jesus' life and teachings remain a source of reflection for individuals exploring questions about morality, purpose, and connection. Regardless of religious affiliation, his principles continue to shape personal growth, ethical decision-making, and a commitment to the greater good. The impact of Jesus is not confined to history books or religious texts. His teachings continue to transform lives, inspiring individuals to live with purpose, compassion, and hope. By reflecting on his message, we can find guidance for our personal journeys and contribute to a world rooted in love and justice. Counter-arguments and clarifications. Addressing skepticism. In a secular scientific world, some may question whether Jesus' teachings remain relevant. Skeptics often argue that his principles are outdated or incompatible with modern realities, but a closer examination reveals their enduring significance. 1. Critique. Jesus' relevance in a secular age. Viewpoint. Some argue that moral frameworks can be derived from reason and science without relying on religious figures or teachings. Response. Jesus' teachings on love, forgiveness, and compassion are not exclusive to religion, but align with universal moral principles that resonate across cultures and philosophies. His message transcends religious dogma, offering wisdom for navigating life's challenges, regardless of one's beliefs. 2. Critique science versus spirituality viewpoint. In an era dominated by scientific advancements, spiritual teachings might seem irrelevant or unprovable. Response: Jesus' teachings align with many scientific truths, forgiveness and mental health. Modern psychology supports the idea that forgiveness reduces stress and promotes emotional well-being, echoing Jesus' emphasis on letting go of grudges. The Golden Rule and social science. Studies show that societies thrive when individuals practice empathy and reciprocity, principles central to Jesus' message. While science and spirituality differ in method, both seek to understand and improve the human experience, making Jesus' teachings a valuable complement to scientific progress. 3. Critique historical and cultural specificity viewpoint. Some skeptics view Jesus as a figure limited to his historical and cultural context, with little relevance to today's globalized world. Response: Jesus addressed universal human struggles, fear, division, and suffering that transcend time and place. His teachings on equality, love, and justice remain highly applicable in addressing contemporary issues like systemic injustice, climate change, and mental health crises. Beyond dogma, understanding Jesus requires moving beyond the confines of religious orthodoxy and engaging with the universal principles embedded in his teachings. 1. Jesus as a universal teacher. Jesus' teachings are not limited to Christianity but offer insights into how to live a meaningful and ethical life. His emphasis on selflessness, humility, and love resonates with humanist values and other religious philosophies, making his message accessible to believers and non-believers alike. 2. Engaging without religious adherence. Many people find value in Jesus' teachings without adhering to strict religious practices. Secular readers, philosophers, and ethicists often explore his parables for their profound insights into human nature. Interfaith dialogue. Leaders from various faiths recognize Jesus as a source of wisdom, even if they don't worship him as divine. Example: the Sermon on the Mount has been studied as a blueprint for moral and ethical living, applicable across religious and non-religious contexts. 3. A practical approach to his teachings. Jesus' message focuses on action and intention rather than ritual or dogma. By their fruit, you will recognize them. Matthew 7:16 emphasizes the importance of living out values through behavior. This practical approach makes his teaching relevant to anyone seeking personal growth or societal improvement, regardless of belief system. While skepticism about Jesus' relevance in a modern, secular world is understandable, his teachings remain deeply aligned with universal truth and practical wisdom. By moving beyond religious dogma, individuals can engage with his message as a guide for living ethically, purposefully, and compassionately in any context. In a rapidly changing world, the life and teachings of Jesus Christ remain as relevant as ever. His principles of love, forgiveness, humility, and justice transcend the barriers of time, culture, and religion. They align seamlessly with the natural laws of balance and reciprocity, the universal truths of interconnectedness, and the human quest for meaning and purpose. From addressing modern challenges like mental health and social justice to providing hope in the face of uncertainty, Jesus' message offers timeless wisdom that speaks directly to the needs of today's world. His teachings are not confined to religious orthodoxy, but resonate as practical, ethical, and spiritual guidance for anyone seeking a deeper understanding of life and humanity. The enduring relevance of Jesus is not something to be accepted passively. It invites exploration, reflection, and application. Whether you are a believer, a skeptic, or someone simply curious about his message, take the time to delve into his teachings. Read the Sermon on the Mount. Reflect on his call to love others and yourself. Consider how his emphasis on forgiveness and humility might transform your relationships, your worldview, and even your sense of purpose. Jesus' life and message are an invitation to live with intention, compassion, and hope. In a world marked by division and complexity, His timeless wisdom can be a source of inspiration and a roadmap for building a more meaningful and harmonious existence. Jesus' relevance today is not confined to religious doctrine or historical significance. It lies in the way his teachings continue to inspire transformation, connection, and hope in individuals and societies alike. So, ask yourself, what can Jesus' teachings offer you in navigating the complexities of your life and the world around you? And hope in individuals and societies alike. So, ask yourself, what can Jesus' teachings offer you in navigating the complexities of your life and the world around you?